Hi.
Adrenaline.
Oh, 17 of y'all up in here.
All of that. Salute to everybody.
I apologize, you son of a bitch.
A few minutes late, but it's all good. I was waiting for something, and then I had the clips ready, and then you know what? That don't even matter. Niggas is here. You feel me? Niggas is there. Out there in Dallas doing their motherfucking thing. We watching, we see what's going on out there. We just watched WrestleMania, the night one, you feel me? Edition of the ism, you feel me? Y'all talking about, but right here back at it again for like the fourth time this week. The Public Enemies have returned to do another fucking podcast. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with us, but we're here. We're fucking here.
Burnt out, nigga.
Man. Yeah, so it's Mania week. Thanks for coming. Tapping in with us.
Trust the name of podcasting.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, people with jobs, people who had to work today, people who watched WrestleMania Night 1, people who watched all the other stuff, the 105 hours of wrestling, I'm saying of the middle class, lower class, because the upper class ain't watching this shit because NCAA is on right now. Cats, snakes, chickens, ducks, cows, the ones that are on Rick Ross's farm.
You know, goose, geese, you know, mooses,
mises, you know what I'm saying? Mices, snakes on the plane, snakes on the car, snakes over there.
All that shit. You feel me?
See, you can't do that. You got in order to watch us, Black Announce Table, and BRP, you gotta lift up your kufi just a little bit so you to the third eye.
You gotta
shine
third
through.
Eye.
Yeah, the third eye will look at us because you know real niggas.
When your frontal lobe is developed, you feel me, like my man Eve said.
Y'all could do the Shawn Michaels and look at the other two shows, you know.
Tap in with your enemies, as the streets say. But yeah, so back again with it, you feel me? So let's just go ahead and get into it. You dig, ladies and gentlemen, people with jobs, people without jobs, middle class, upper class, high class. All that, cats, snakes, chickens, ducks, elderly people, and twerkers. I present to you another episode of the Public Enemies Podcast. We are here with a recap of WrestleMania Night motherfucking 1, and we are here with myself, oh my God, Graham, that guy right there that's all about the Benjamin, you feel me, on the motherfucking scene with his Young Bucks pose. Jizzle's here in the motherfucking building. How you doing, brother?
I did that already, man.
You did, but you feel me? Like that's my thing. You feel me?
Yeah, you're right. I lost.
All right, cool. Now, with that said, we are joined by a special guest, my dog, Justin from the Wrestling Classic. Let's go ahead and bring my G in. One time for the one time. Hey, check this out.
There you go.
How's it going, my brother?
Thank you for having me. Oh, I made it. I had the hardest time trying to get that link to work, but I got it.
Oh my God! Listen, sometimes it happens like that. You know, sometimes things happen like that with the links and things like that. Because like I ain't gonna hold you. Like the first couple times I did the link thing, it was like, so I gotta do this on Chrome. All right, for sure.
Yeah. It was copying it from Twitter and trying to get it to my computer. That was a pain in the butt.
You know what I should do? I should probably send the link separate from now on when I do things.
Yeah,
like that way you can just click it.
And then I couldn't get it on my computer.
That's all I need, my G.
First off, Justin, powerful beard right now. You know what I'm saying? Powerful. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? All of it.
What do you mean? Have a beard like that.
You know what I'm saying? A powerful beard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Powerful. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a touch of gray, you know what I'm saying, to let you know that you're sophisticated too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
That's what happens when you're I stole vest from some company. So it looks funny, but it's a Stone Cold vest. It's got Austin on the back, but I guess we'll talk all about that, right?
That's saucy. That's saucy. Well, with that said, man, let's go ahead and get into all the festivities and things that have been going on. So not only is this WrestleMania weekend, this is like just like everything this entire week has basically just been wrestling. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then tomorrow. It's like this shit just don't stop. And then it keeps going because Monday is Raw, Tuesday is NXT, Wednesday. Like this shit is fucking ridiculous.
You're not gonna get no break until Thursday, bro. Even Thursday's Impact, right?
Yeah, Thursday's Impact. You feel me? Like you used to say, it comes on Tuesday, and then Thursday
Anybody
they
watching
re-air. I mean, exactly.
Ain't
Ain't nobody watching Impact. Nobody's watching Impact. So let's go ahead and start it off with just the overall experience wrestling this week. Like, what have y'all been tapping into? Like, as far as like, what have y'all been watching? Have like the Hall of Fame, GCW, like Wale Mania? Like, what's been like your shit thus far? Justin, let's start with you, brother.
I watched Impact. I watched Ring of Honor. I've watched SmackDown. I did not watch Rampage. I kept up with what was going on in Wale Mania. It's really sad not to be there this year. It's the first year since after the pandemic. I haven't been in a while, but pretty much kept up with everything, man. It's a lot of wrestling. Oh, and the Hall of Fame. I watched the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Hall of Fame. Jizzle,
bro. I'm speechless.
Hey, yo, man, I watched all the black people. So like, I wanted to see all the black people do some stuff. And I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout, you know what I'm saying, to Jay Gresh, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The greatest 5'7" nigga of all time. And
you being generous, but go on.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? I'm trying to say he's Kyler Murray, you know what I'm saying? The Kyler Murray of wrestling. And he beat Bandito, who I was saying was, you know what I'm saying? I've been a Bandito fan on this podcast for a while. So when he beat Bandito, and I was like, all right, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Impact did their thing, you know what I'm saying? I seen Undertaker, you know what I'm saying, with his Meg the Stallion braid, you know what I'm saying, get a 10-minute ovation. Braun Breaker. Look at that shit, dog. Look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? He needed some knockers on the back of that fucking braid for that.
He's gonna borrow one from Naomi.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was good seeing. Like, I'm glad that Braun Breaker got the. Let me say, you know what I'm saying, little dog faced gremlin got to induct his dad and his uncle.
Yeah,
that was always good. And Queen Charmel got her just due. You know what I'm saying? Look, Snoop Dogg's in the goddamn Hall of Fame, and Donald Trump. Then Queen Charmel should be in that shit twice. So, haha, all you haters, ha. And other than that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Other than WrestleMania, like I try to keep up like with a little bit of stuff here and there. I'm saying shout out to the new MLW Tag Team Champions, more black people.
Calvin Tankman,
EJ
Nduka. You feel me? Yeah, Ben. What about you, bro?
Boy.
Yo, I've been tapped into the episode of The Simpsons. You know, where Bret Hart is on it. That's what I've been doing to prepare for WrestleMania week. That's been my preparation. You know, because he got an action figure and he was on there, but ain't nobody else been on there. He got a Simpsons action figure.
Who else been there, Ben?
Yo, but you know, I've been watching, you know, the regular shows like, you know, SmackDown, Raw. I haven't been watching anything too crazy because, you know, I got a job, I got a PlayStation 5, I got an air fryer. I don't got time for all that, bro. I can't watch all that.
And an air fryer, motherfucker. You saying God of War comes out in 2 months?
That's true. That is true.
Big facts.
Get your pre-orders in and shit like that. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into the main show. Oh, wait. Nobody cared about fucking NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver.
No, what did you think about this shit?
Okay. So me personally, what did I watch? I watched ROH. I watched a little bit of SmackDown because I wasn't gonna watch a Brian Cage match. That's just never gonna happen.
Never,
not at all. Sorry, just can't do it anymore. Like not being force fed any bullshit. Sorry. That's
but he's a big dude and he could do the backflips too. You're not interested in that?
Cool. So I watched Ring of Honor. I watched the Hall of Fame. I didn't pay attention to nothing else other than actually, you know what? My bad. Spring Break. I did catch a little bit of the Spring Break. The first one, I didn't watch the second, the part 2, the second episode. I did not do that. But I caught up with everything on Wale Mania, basically on the timeline, just hitting the hashtag, refreshing the videos and all of that. Yeah, man, there's a lot of that shit going on, man.
Y'all was having a time up in there, bro.
Yeah, Wale Mania was hard. Yeah, that was crazy. They did the Kofi, you feel me? Like my man's almost lost his accent for a minute there. Like, wait a second, hold on, my G, what are you doing here? Anyways, yeah, but that's really what I was really tapping into. That's really what I enjoyed. Other than that, this morning, NXT, the Stand and Deliver was probably a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. They finally took that show on the road and they got them they got him out there a little bit. Cora J said, "Hey, I don't want to hear nobody talking about she not ready ever again." I'm rolling. I'm rocking. But then in addition to that, we got Dolph Ziggler retaining the NXT title over Braun Breaker, and Mandy Rose also retained the NXT women's title, but they got a new belt with the like rainbows and shit all in that motherfucker. That shit hard. That shit
Bro,
hard.
Otis at the house.
Yeah, I actually liked it on the white strap and the color in there. I actually liked it.
I liked it.
Title.
That was dope. You feel me? They gonna sell some of those too. You feel me? So yeah, coming to your house, shipping and handling all of that. You feel me? Make sure you cop one, I guess. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and talk about WrestleMania though. Night 1, WrestleMania. Wow. This shit was interesting to say the least, I guess. I could say to start off because it's been waves, you know what I mean? Ups and downs of, is this card gonna be something? Okay, cool. The speculation and the idea of Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold, that's cool, but we don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Bray Wyatt threw out a little monkey wrench in the plans the other day, talking about, I hate ruining surprises, but one day me and Seth are we're gonna make good on that Hell in a Cell match you all hated us for. And so for night 1 to turn out the way that it did, even though they did have to cut not 1 but 2 matches, it seemed like.
Who'd they cut? I know they cut the Kofi match.
They cut the tag match and the New Day.
I knew that one. Isn't it the same? What tag match did they cut?
The women's tag title match.
That's tomorrow.
It was supposed to be tonight.
That's booked for tomorrow because that's the only women's match on that show.
You know, you're right.
Only thing that was.
I swear to God, that shit said WrestleMania Saturday on the.
No, it's booked for tomorrow because they put both the women's titles matches on this show, so the women's tag title match is going to be on Sunday. But the New Day versus Ridge Holland and Sheamus definitely got cut.
That definitely got cut. Sheamus tweeted the little scissors emoji.
Yeah, I'm curious if they'll let him have it tomorrow or if it's just cut.
Yeah,
like, bro, you're not getting that payday, bro. You're getting that Mania payday.
Nope.
But again,
you was in the Snickers commercial, bro. That's enough for you.
That goes back to what we said about a week ago on this program. The New Day, if they don't have a match here, this is the first time that the New Day as an act misses WrestleMania since the inception of the group, and it's the first time since WrestleMania 29 that none of the members are on the card in any capacity. Damn. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Where would you gentlemen like to start? The show kicked off with the tag titles being defended, I believe. This was like an hour 1 SmackDown match, in my opinion. Justin, what'd you think of the Usos?
I thought you took the words. I just felt like it was a SmackDown match. Like I'll say this: the entrances were cool. Like when Shinsuke came out, the entrance was cool. When the Usos came out, the entrance was cool. I'm like, okay, this is WrestleMania. And the match itself wasn't anything special, to say the least. I don't even know, I wouldn't even put this up as a contestant as like greatest WrestleMania opening match, or like it was just a match that was okay.
It was there. Could have been pre-show, you know.
I mean, they didn't have one, but it could have been. I'm happy the Usos won, though. That's another thing I'll say too. I'm happy they won. I didn't want to see Rick Boogs and Shinsuke as tag team champions at all.
Matching outfits, dog. You don't like the matching outfits, my nigga?
I mean, cool.
They don't need tag titles to have matching outfits. They can wear matching outfits without the tag belts. They've been doing it anyways.
Right. That's true. Ben, let's throw to you real quick. What did you think about Rick Boogs' injury?
Ooh, that was unexpected for me when he jumped on his back and they had kind of dogpiled him and he went down. I was like, okay, well, he's selling it because they weighed too much. And then they had to carry him out. I was like, oh, he injured. I was like, oh, shit. And they said that he's going to have surgery on it. It's a quad injury or whatever. It sucks, man. It sucks seeing that happen, but,
His first WrestleMania, too.
Yeah, at that, too, bro.
Even Gronk didn't get hurt his first WrestleMania.
That's crazy, man. I feel bad for my guy, man.
Shout out to Rick Boogs, nigga. I'm saying T's and P's.
I mean, like, he be playing the guitar. I mean, he can still come on the road.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? In a fucking you say, a little electric wheelchair, nigga, like pew, pew, pew. Hey, yo, wait till you just got an electric wheelchair with a whole leg cast on. That shit gonna be lit.
That's crazy.
I didn't know if it was real or not at first. I thought maybe it was like the part of the match where they're like, that's how you take out Rick Boogs and give the youth the win. But the fact that it was actual, like, that kind of sucks. Because I like duo of Rick Boogs and Shinsuke for SmackDown. Like, their entrance is fun. I don't know. Is he going to be doing that sitting down in a wheelchair or something? I don't know. But yeah.
He got to do the Kevin Nash when he come back healed with the wheelchair and he just pull him
with his guitar,
blanket off, just hop up. Oh man, that's crazy.
My nigga got to do the Randy Orton vignettes like, yo, man, I'm 50% healed. I'm 67% healed this week. I'm be coming back.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. So yeah, the New Day, not the New Day, excuse me, their match was cut, but the Usos did retain the tag team championships in that match. Now we see tomorrow if Roman can retain as well, and we'll see how the bloodline fares over this WrestleMania weekend period. Second match on the card was Happy Corbin facing off against Drew McIntyre. Another SmackDown match that we've seen multiple times.
They're gonna get their Pat McAfee money's worth tonight, nigga. PMM, nigga, because like you got to wrestle tomorrow, motherfucker. So let's get these matches out right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It did feel like they were trying to get like the like matches that felt less important out of the way first. If that makes sense. Like, it did feel, because as the next match came, I was like, it seemed like they're putting like the matches people didn't care about as much in the matches they did care about, like, in order. Besides, I would have probably swapped Becky and Bianca and Charlotte and Ronda, but either or would have been fine. Like, it was just besides that swap, it seemed like they went in the order of matches we didn't care about to matches we did care about. In my mind,
I can't disagree with that.
It's kind of like what they did last year, because last year night one was like they put like the best matches on night one and kind of like put all the bullshit that nobody wanted on night two.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I think they tried to balance it a little bit better this year, because there are some things tomorrow that are, I guess, okay, but I don't know. I will say about this match though, like, and I'm just for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe months, I should say. Like, I'm like, why is this dude carrying a sword, and why is everyone's trying to steal it? Like, they're gonna stab somebody or do something with it. So I'm just like glad that like finally he did something with the sword, and it actually caused some sort of damage, even if it was to the ring. Because otherwise, he's just been carrying it around and threatening people with it. And people have been stealing it and threatening him with it. Like, somebody's gonna get their head chopped off, and like nothing ever happens with it.
Like, bro,
so I was like, oh, is he gonna do something with the sword? And he broke the ring. So I'm like, okay, at least he did something with it, and it's not just this thing he carries around for fun.
Well, he fucked up the timing of the show when he did that, because
I'm like, yo, we gotta replace these whole two ropes. What?
They showed like 3-4 video packages back to back. They was like, all right, we gotta kill for time. Kofi and New Day get cut.
Dominic, you're next. Like, why? Right. Because we have 72 hours of you fucking being a little kid, nigga. Come here.
Get out there and start breakdancing, nigga.
Run it. You said run that shit when he was a little kid, when Rey Mysterio won his first belt, his last belt, his third belt, his other belt, and then one together. You said we can get like 6 minutes of that shit. I will cry till there's nothing left. That's all you needed.
There you go.
Did you guys care for
I feel like you just took us into the tag match.
Was that the next
But did
match?
You guys care about the Drew and Baron Corbin match? Anybody else care?
I don't. I was going to ask what you guys thought about the fact that Drew McIntyre is the first person in 8 years of Baron Corbin's career to kick out of the end of days. That was the only thing of note in this match.
Is that true?
Yes. Nobody.
No, that's true. That nobody's done it from NXT or the main roster. Nobody's kicked out of that move.
The
matches that Baron Corbin loses, he does not do the end of days at all.
I for sure called bullshit when Michael Cole said it. I was like, man, nigga, you lying just to make the show look better, whatever, bro.
So what's his other move? You know what I'm saying? The fucking the
little black something.
Yeah, the deep six. That should be his fucking finisher anyway.
That's the one he be using when he be like, all right, I'm finna lose tonight. All right, cool. Hey, I'm finna deep six niggas to death, but
I think you kick out.
Yeah,
but not the end of the day.
On GOD.
Spinning niggas around like pizza dough.
Right, but then that was that match, but that match wasn't really important. It was really literally just him kicking out at the end of days and Drew breaking a rope. That's all that mattered there.
He ain't killed nobody with that sword yet.
This tag match,
yeah, nobody's been stabbed or their head's been cut off or even scratched with that sword. So
nothing.
At least the ring took some damage, you know.
Somebody, something, somewhere.
The 619 is way more devastating than that.
New Jack would never, bro.
Speaking
New Jack
of
would never.
The 619, the Mysterios were defeated by The Miz and Logan Paul in a tag team match that went just about 11 minutes long.
Why are you matching outfits?
Jizzle, why are you shaking your head?
Because he was literally the Spider-Man meme of Peter Parker and Miles Morales. It was like, that's how they was dressed.
This is for show.
At least Dominic was paying tribute to his dad Eddie with the mullet and the.
There you go. There you go.
Shout out.
And the red, white, blue fit.
He's just paying tribute to his real poppy,
bro.
He's wearing his Eddie gear and he grew his mullet out. He's really, and he got really mad when Logan Paul started making fun of Eddie, So started mocking his moves. Didn't sit well with Dominic.
Swear. They are Gohan. They are Gohan and Piccolo, bro.
Jesus Christ. but
I want to know where that nigga put the Pokemon card, bro. That's what I want to
know. Where did it go? Did somebody steal it?
You walked out with nobody.
People.
He probably gave it to Jake.
No, JTG definitely got to take that shit. You know what I'm saying? For Shad. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got to do that. You got to take that shit for, you know what I'm saying, just for nostalgia and for gang.
Speaking of, shout out to JTG. Shad got the Warrior Award this year. You feel me? Immortalized. Big action. You know, I'm talking about.
As a fucking hero that he is, they should name him the Shad Gaspard Award.
Yo, it's super cool that happened. I'm actually I get emotional every time I think about it, but that's super cool that happened. We recorded a show 2 days before he went missing, right? Like we started a podcast together, me and Shad. We did 5 episodes. The pandemic started, and he gave me the opportunity to record. We met each other a bunch of times throughout the years at WrestleManias and in California and stuff. And when the pandemic started and I got stuck here in Canada, I was like, I'm just gonna interview cool people I've met, and that's where the interview show all started. The casual conversation thing. And I want to make and I didn't want to make a wrestling related thing so I could talk to anybody. So I was like, I'm not going to say anything wrestling, but whatever. And then one of the first guests I had was Shad. And by the end of the episode, you guys have done interviews. Sometimes it's like what you just say, it's just word fluff where you're like, but we should do this again next time. You should definitely come back on. Yada, yada, yada. You just say that stuff. And I did mean it to an extent. I'll come back on. I'll come on the other TWC show, right? And Shad being Shad was like, we should do this every week. He's like, I got nothing to do. I'm in lockdown too. We should do this every week. Let's start every week Friday too. He just started booking it on the spot, at the end of the show.
That's hard.
And it became this thing where I'm like, okay, we should, right? And because we've always vibed every time we hung out, and I even told him after we got off the actual show, and I'm like, okay, fine. What do you want to call it? I'm like, what do you want to call the show? And he's like, let's call it No Fucks Given. I'm like, okay, so I can't call it No Fucks Given because at this point, I was already way under the radar of WWE and stuff, and I was already told that I swear too much and all this stuff. They're like, we're never gonna work with you because you curse too much. And I'm like, so I can't call it No Fucks Given, but I'm like, we can call it NFG Radio or something, right? And he's like, okay, I'm down with that. And I was like, do you want me to create you a YouTube channel? And I thought I was gonna be a Conrad to him and be like, I'll create you a YouTube channel and an Instagram page, and we'll make this your podcast. He's like, no, let's do this for you. Put it on your YouTube channel, put on all your stuff. Anyways, long story short, we did 5 episodes, and the last episode we recorded was Friday at 2 p.m. And everything that went down unfortunately happened a couple of days after that. So for him to be inducted into the Hall of Fame like this and getting the Warrior Award and all that, I think it's super cool, super special. And he definitely was a hero. And to hear the fans all chanting Shad's a hero, that stuff was super cool. And I'm just, I'm super grateful that all happened this year, man. He deserves it. Bro. He's the man. He was honestly the man. One of the nicest people I've ever talked to, man. All that.
The story you told, that sounds like a lot of other stories. Was yo, Shad would just do shit with people. He would he didn't care who you were. He just liked to be around people. And
he did. He really did.
It kind of sounds like DMX because everybody has a DMX. Everybody has a crazy DMX story, and everybody who talks about Shad has a crazy Shad story.
He was just like a large, like he entered the room and you knew it was this big presence there, and he was loud, unapologetically loud. And then those episodes are still out there. If you guys want to listen to them, go ahead. Like he shares all of these crazy stories of his life for 5 episodes, and answers all these questions and talks about a whole bunch of stuff. They're out on the YouTube and all that stuff. But like, it's oddly enough, they're kind of like. He got to like tell the memoirs of his life before that unfortunate accident without even expecting that to happen, right? So like, I never want to take him down for that reason, because I'm like, at least they're out there for people. Like he told his story from like when he was a kid, and he worked for like he started fighting like in fight clubs and all this stuff, and then working with Mike Tyson and yada yada yada. Like all of his stories are there, and it's there for all you guys to check out if you want to get to know Shad Gaspard better. There's 5 episodes, NFT Radio. Go listen to them. They're not even monetized. I took all the ads and stuff off them because I don't want to make money off them or anything like that. Just for people to listen to. Like, go check it out. You won't get any ads on YouTube,
bro.
It's all off.
That's
like,
love.
Go check them out. Yeah,
that's love, bro. Frenemies. Make sure y'all go check that out. I'll put a link in the description once we're done with this.
Listen to all 5 of them 500 times.
Yeah,
action.
Go ahead.
Tell a friend, all that shit. You feel me? Pass it along like telephone. You dig? In regards to this tag match, Jizzle, what'd you think of Logan Paul's performance?
So he didn't really do much. A lot of people like overhyping it like he did a lot. He didn't do much, but what he did do was good. Does that make sense? Like everyone's acting like he did like Bad Bunny amount of stuff, but like he did stuff. Like he hit those suplexes nice. He hit that frog splash nice. The boot and the stuff that he did, everything he did was good. But it's not like he was like Miz was in there a lot of the time. Let's be real. Like
he would quick tags. He would do like 2-3 things and then bounce out.
But he did.
But I will say I love the mocking. I love the mocking Eddie part. I'll say that for sure.
He did the little shimmy.
And the shitty way he did his shoulders too. That was the icing on the cake. I was like, yo, you're not even going all out and putting in. You just doing like little.
It's like he did it.
Remember when JBO did that shit? And he was like, he was like,
yeah, he was going into it, bro. He been practicing that shit in the back.
So that shit was I mean, he didn't mean. I don't think he was better than Mayweather, but I think he was better than Snooki. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Yeah, Ben, you taking Logan Paul or Bad Bunny?
I'm taking Bad Bunny.
That nigga does Phoenix
hit a Canadian destroyer, nigga.
That guy took an F5 from Brock Lesnar in the Rumble. That Bunny is true.
That's true.
That Bunny's he's not afraid. He's not afraid. Okay.
That's true. That's hilarious. You're onto something with that one. You might be right about that. All right, cool. So they did that. Then the Miz turned on Logan Paul, gave him a skull crushing finale. About? I don't know. Was he like thinking like Logan Paul's trying to take his spotlight? He's the real A-lister around here.
We kind of having like if you watch the things they were doing on Monday Night Raw, they kind of had conflict. He was like, "Yo, man, Cleveland sucks," and then Logan Paul was like, "Hey, man, Cleveland not that bad." He's like, "Nah, Cleveland's ass, bro."
Yeah, we got Darius Garland. About? You know what I'm saying? We got Darius Garland.
I have a really hard time paying attention to Monday Night Raw, so I might have missed it.
That's true. Bad Bunny is unlimited. Is he as unlimited as Mr.
Unlimited? Yeah, you gotta be.
Anyways, yeah. So the next match on this card was for the Raw Women's Championship.
Speaking of unlimited,
big action. TSU, the marching band, came out and they did their motherfucking thing. You feel me? I thought, okay, I'm like, okay, WrestleMania 38, Drumline Part 3. We really out here with it. You feel me? Nick Cannon on the EP. You feel me? Trying to make sure everything go down the way it's supposed to go down. But yeah, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. This was crazy, man. Can we say
with her Kill Bill haircut? You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna hold you. Her haircut is hard. It's hard. Like, it looks awesome. Like it really does.
She's like Haley from Paramore.
Shout out to Bianca Belair for knowing how to do. Like that's how you know you've been doing hair. You know what I'm saying? Since you was on your dolls and shit. I know where to cut your hair. Like tell me where you want me to cut it back. You want to say cut it right here and right. I got you, shorty. So when they fix it, you're gonna be good to go. So man, that was They did their thing. I'm saying paid it off. I'm saying did what Hogan couldn't do after WrestleMania 9. Shout out to WrestleMania 9. But I thought it was great.
You thought it was great. What'd you think?
Go ahead.
Good.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, man. I thought I liked it that they tied it all together from SummerSlam to now with the long-term booking, if you will. I thought it would have been cool if she would have just came in and squashed in 26 seconds, but that's not feasible.
That's what I wanted.
But it was a cool match. The back and forth, the story that they told not only from SummerSlam now, but in the ring, where Becky was like, "Yo, I gotta beat you," and the whole time Bianca was like, "Yo, I can't lose." I like the little back and forth story that they told right there.
I like it. Justin, what'd you think?
Honestly, this might have been the best match of the night, to be honest. And there was some other good matches that came after this, but like this match, I don't know. Like, I think it was because of long-term booking. I think it was because we all wanted Bianca to get that redemption from the 27-second or 32-second loss that she had at SummerSlam. I think the way that they teased at the beginning was great. Like they made it seem like, oh, she hit the manhandle slam right at the beginning again. Like this could be it. It was one of those matches that everyone kind of knew what they wanted to happen, and it gave us that happy ending. But like there were points that I actually did think, because if those two people, I'll never rule out winning, even if you don't think they're gonna win. It's Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair right now. Those two top ones. You can never rule out that Becky's gonna win or Charlotte's gonna win. Like we'll talk about the match after, but this is also a situation where I'm like, if Becky wins, it wouldn't shock me. It's not gonna be like, oh my god, Becky won. Yeah, like I kind of like, it's not unpredictable that Becky could win. Like the WWE might, like, they're giving us so many things tonight. If Cody was actually coming, if Austin's gonna wrestle, that they're gonna have to take one thing and be like, "F you guys." That seems very WWE like, but they didn't. I guess it's in a sense, but I
and deliver.
Good point.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the match. I thought this was a really good match, and I think. Like I said, you could have probably swapped this with Charlotte and Ronda, and it would have been just as effective because it was a really good match, and they gave the people what they wanted.
This actually had a story leading up, to the show,
right?
That people wanted to see. It wasn't just like, "Yo, man,
I get paid the most. You get paid the most. No, I get paid the most. Well, we go wrestle for this belt. My last name is Flair, and I'm not problematic, so I win."
Yeah. I thought it was I thought what Becky said the other day when she did that interview with Ariel Helwani, where she was like, I mean, their match is going on after ours probably because of Ronda's name value, but as far as like the story and what they're doing, there's nobody that can tell me that what they're doing is better than what we're doing. It's just a fact. It's just, and I think everybody could see that, you know what I mean? But I think that they I don't know, they put this match where they did in the show, and I don't know, I think it fit there, but they definitely could have swapped it, and it would have added more credence to Justin's idea that they kind of scheduled these matches from least important to most important, and it's kind of how it felt.
You would have had the filler in the filler spot. I'd have put that shit first, or put Charlotte and Ronda first. Nigga, put them niggas first.
And I was surprised that they didn't start the night with a big match at the beginning, because they've been kind of doing that in recent history. Like they'd start the first match with a match that actually matters at the beginning. It's like, a lot of people say you either want to open the show or you want to close the show. Like those are the two things you want to do. And the match that they started with didn't really seem like a match opening match. It seemed kind of a match that you'd put between two big matches. And I think that's why I started looking at it. I'm like, oh, they're putting the matches we don't care about the most first and going in order, which is different than how they usually go, because it's usually like a big match. And I also kind of feel like because that one match got cut, like that kind of made the Charlotte and Ronda match kind of suffer a little bit too, because everyone was still on such a high about Cody that there was no real come down period. There was no come down period. You went straight into, because unfortunately the come down period, or like the fun little, okay, we can take a breather period, would have been the New Day match with Sheamus and Ridge, but that got taken out. So now we went straight into this, and you're like, and then I had some friends that were there live. I had some friends that were there live, and they were like, oh, like it was really hard to pay attention to Charlotte and Ronda. I'm like, because you guys are still talking about Cody probably.
Yeah, because the fanfare was just so crazy. Yeah.
Bro, I went to the WrestleMania in Houston when they had the Taker.
I love that he tells the story every time we have a guest.
Yeah, you need to know this. This is the same thing. I went there, and then every time you say, then you had to put Triple H after that. Like, how you wouldn't listen to Triple H? You know what I'm saying? He broke into Randy Orton's house, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So of course it wasn't going to work. Ronda Rousey, you be doing it. She did the same fucking flip. Let's talk about that now. She did the same.
For Triple H, I happened to him a lot of times.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. How about we don't do that right now? We got 3 matches left. We're almost done. Don't worry.
Trying to build today.
Don't worry about
it. The finishing sequence between Becky and Bianca was cool too, man. Honestly, the kiss of death is probably one of the coolest moves in wrestling today, and the way that Bianca gets people into it is really cool.
Yeah.
And the one thing that we can say, and this because I was on the I kind of believed it too. I'm like, listen, a lot of Bianca's biggest matches, her biggest victories, and it's not her fault. It's because they do touch her hair. Her hair ended up playing a part. With Sasha with Bayley, I get it. You shouldn't touch her fucking hair. I get it. But my point is that some of her biggest wins did come because of the hair. She did whip Sasha. She did whipping the crap out of Bayley. The hair did end up becoming a weapon for it, even though they're the ones that provoked it. I get it. But I think I really want to make it very clear. The hair didn't play a part tonight. She did not use her hair at all.
I think that's really dope. She just she held it when she did that 450. I was like, yo, that's hard. But yeah,
I give her actually credit for that, because imagine having to worry about that when you're trying to do a 450.
It's nuts. It's nuts the way she be like. She literally just moves it out of the way and does some crazy freak athletic shit. It's just, I don't know. It's dope. It's super dope. Himanshu says that was Becky's best title run in his opinion. Possibly.
I
like her as a heel. I do like her as a heel. I think she is very easy to dislike. So
yeah, I thought she did,
especially
great.
After the long ass reign she had before she came back. It was like, bro, people were already turning on her when she was doing that corny shit, pulling up in an 18-wheeler. It was kind of easy to switch to that.
Once the company got behind Becky, it got corny. That's all that happened. It was cool, and then the company got behind it because everyone thinks she's cool. Let's take advantage of this, and then they made it like uncool.
And they were like, let's do a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah, that's this is like forced cool. Because you can't teach someone how to be cool. You're just cool, you're not fucking cool.
Right. That's hella funny. All right, so yeah, Bianca is your new Raw Women's Champion. And I ain't gonna hold you, Bianca, I love you, but that eyelash was fucking you up at the end of that match. That shit was hanging on by a thread.
What falling off. She did take that boot to the face, though. She took that hectic boot to the face in the middle of the match. That could have been it.
That's true. That's true.
This be happening sometimes in her matches, though. She like either both of them come off, or one of them come off, or one of them slide down. I'll be like, yo, she be in a fight.
I don't know nothing about it, but they might have to find her like a better glue or something, because that shit, it happens a lot.
Your friends will make the stallion, nigga. Call her.
Facts, man. Facts.
The next match on WrestleMania Night 1 was Seth freaking Rollins facing off against an opponent of Mr. McMahon's choosing. I thought the verbiage of that was like really weird, because like, why would Vince McMahon pick this individual for Seth Rollins to face? But maybe the other shoe will drop on that within the coming days, and we'll figure out what there is, if there's something behind that. But
you want to bet? We had storylines from 6 years ago we still don't know about, bro.
That's a big fact. Yeah.
Remember Raw Underground?
That's true.
Remember what was in the lockbox?
I got you. So Seth Rollins came out to the ring. That's hilarious. No, I don't remember what was in the lockbox. I never told
nothing.
This man limo blew up. That's what was in it, nigga.
Seth Rollins.
The Undertaker beat him. You couldn't tell nobody was in the lockbox. Okay.
Faced off against the returning American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Theme song and all.
I'm so happy. So happy he put the theme song.
I love it.
Because if he came out to Smoke and Mirrors, I'm like, that's 2011.
Crazy. Smoke and mirrors would have been trash.
Look at the king of the south.
So bad.
Look at my son, nigga.
When they did the pyro and then the lights went down, and then people started putting out their phones and shit. I was like, hold on, is this Bray? Is it gonna be Bray?
Like, why did they turn the lights off? At first I'm like a lot of pyro. I'm like a lot of pyro. This seems like Cody because that man loves his pyro. But then I was like, the lights turned off and everyone started doing the Firefly thing, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe it could be the Fiend.
My man Shelton said, yo, he got all the pyro. He got better pyro than the opening pyro. You know what I'm saying? And usually WrestleMania pyro is.
When he signed his contract, he's like, you guys better let me keep my theme song and give me all the pyro in the world. Like, I want 50% of the pyro budget on my entrance every week because that's how we do it.
That's how
we look, bro. Right.
I'm a star now. I'm the American Nightmare.
Like, bro, if the power ain't looking like Pompeii, bro, I don't want it.
So,
that's
relax.
Adrenaline explosions. Hey, nigga, we lit.
He got the whole intro too, the whole wrestling as one more than Royal Family. I was like, bro, they let this.
I thought they would cut
everything.
No,
I thought they would cut that.
I was skeptical. I'm like, are they going to cut it or are they not? And then when they left it, and then I'm like, but yeah, I thought about it as the match was going on because he's wrestling Seth. Corey Graves is on commentary. I'm sure Triple H is backstage. I know Vince probably has a little bit of a soft spot after everything with NXT and stuff. I'm like, there are a lot of people in this company that either really love or have a really high respect for this man's father.
Yes, bro, they gave
like
3 shirts.
Seth, you know, like Seth probably loves Dusty. And anybody that came through NXT through those years loves Dusty. So it's like there's this like I think we forget that. And then I had to remind myself too. I'm like, it's not like Cody's been gone forever. Like I was at WrestleMania 32 in the same arena. He was there at Stardust in the ladder match. Like, and I was like, and I remember I was like, holy smoke! I'm like, this is not like the first time we're like seeing Cody versus Seth. Like Cody and Goldust fought the Shields for the tag belts a bunch of times. Like we've seen this like they all
10 years ago.
Brotherhood,
which is crazy. But I was like, I don't know. I'm like, this is I don't know why it feels weird. Like he doesn't belong here, but like he does because he came from here. Like I was like, it was weird. I like the fact that he came back a star. I think that's something that people can, and not like he left and came back a star like the way Drew guys did. Like he came back with he literally bought his character from wherever he did in AEW and the Independence, and it's here. Like we're gonna see Cody Rhodes probably in a suit on Monday. The same Cody Rhodes we saw in like a month.
The overcoat.
That's
like we're gonna see like that Cody, and that's trippy to me because we never saw that Cody in WWE. The Cody we saw in WWE was kind of a mid-carder, kind of Stardust, kind of Randy Orton's lackey. Like he was never that Cody.
He was never his own man, like all the way where he's like he
left and he's coming back as like a main event star Cody, and it's weird.
Crazy. It's like, bro, this is the same guy who had to pull Triple H and Vince to the side. I'm like, hey man, I ain't the same dude that was tagging with Hardcore Holly. Like, bro, I know how to do stuff now. I can work now.
Do you hear my song, nigga? I got a song now.
Before we get into like the details of the match and stuff like that, I'm just gonna go to the chat real quick because these people are saying some interesting things. Jaheim says
like he came out of a Bollywood movie, and I can say that because I watch Bollywood movies, and his outfit looked like he came out of a Bollywood movie.
Jaheim says, when the lights turned off, I was afraid that Elias was gonna come out.
Ring. Well, Marco sent.
Cody's forehead, happy about the move, doesn't have to bleed every match anymore. Shit, he looked like he had like a bruise already on his.
I think someone on Twitter said, like, did his tattoo get bigger?
Bro,
no, that's just a graphic. That's just the rest.
And I'm like, HD television and WrestleMania, the bigness of WrestleMania, but like, did this tattoo get bigger?
But that shit came out. That shit came into the fucking screen off his neck like a Ben 10 shit, nigga. Like I was like, what in the fuck is going on right now?
I was sitting on the couch watching this shit with my son and my daughter. My son looks at me and he's like, yo, Dad, what's that on his neck? I was like, bro, I was like, yo, go to bed.
Go to bed. That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Man, not in racism for you to talk about him like that, bro. And there was like a question in here earlier where somebody asked what was that joke about? Okay, here.
Oh, they asked about
explain some.
In
Yo,
racism,
shout out
Joe?
to MIB. Somebody explained the black jokes with Cody Rhodes. Yeah, so
Hey,
Cody was in AEW. He did a little speech about having a biracial, half black, half white, all Asian baby,
yeah.
and
Then he bit his lip like in the Bobby Brown video with Ja Rule.
yeah, and so then we all recognize that Cody has been at this forever. This man marched with Martin Luther King. He was having meetings with Malcolm X. And we all, started to give Cody his flowers. That's where it came from, man. Cody's a revolutionary, man.
Don't disrespect the King of the South ever again. Now you know. The more you know.
He is the King of the South. He is the King of the South. That's a fact.
It's also weird to see Cody without hearing him talk because I feel like he talks a lot. Like he's here, but we haven't even heard him talk. That's weird.
That's coming. Wait till WrestleMania Raw.
So right after his match, he did a podcast with David Shoemaker. So he'll be on the Masked Man show. Shout out to Brian H. Waters, by the way. He produced that. So salute to my
shout out to Brian.
Yeah, Brian's great.
Amazing.
He did do something on the WWE's Instagram account too, where he said like he's ready to play the game, and I thought that was funny.
Yes,
like,
there you go. Yeah. He said everybody says that welcome home, and he's for his entire 16-year career he's been running away from the shadow of Dusty Rhodes and trying to not feel like he has to do it for him, and he's at a point now where he feels like I can just do it for me. And maybe that is, in a way, doing it for my father. So, yeah.
But then it's contradicting because then I don't know when this interview happened. And I guess they released as soon as he made his debut or something.
Variety.
But there was an interview with Variety or something where he says, "Oh, now I can do the one thing my dad never did, and that's win the WWE Championship." And it's like, you just said.
Well, he didn't say what it was. He didn't say what it was. He alluded to it, but he said, "I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say what he didn't do." Real quick, I haven't.
66 says I heard Cody mentored a lot of black women backstage at AEW. Yes, Big Swole said that in her interview with
Jay
nigga.
Said that in an interview.
No, she said it.
She did not say
it. She didn't say it was.
No, she said it with Jay Shell. Shout out to Jay Shell. She'll be with us here tomorrow. I mean, the Young Bucks just updated their Twitter bio. They say, "What the fuck? I thought we were doing All In too."
Yo.
They don't care. They don't care like Kenny Omega cares.
But like we don't need to get into. I'm sure you guys have talked about it already for sure. But like there was clearly like I don't think there's any like tension between any of them. But there was clearly a different like mentality of what they wanted AEW to be, and I think that played a huge part of it because a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's the money." I'm like, no, I think there's what the Young Bucks and Kenny wanted AEW to be, and they sold Tony Khan on that and what Cody wanted to be. Because like, look at some of the stuff Cody did. Like, Cody did take all those shots at WWE because I think he didn't want to compete with them, which is like almost impossible to do. That's a whole different topic. But like, he wanted to. And think about all the celebrities that came to AEW, the Mike Tyson, the Shaq stuff. It was all with Cody. It was all with Cody.
Yeah.
The other people wanted, and he was really trying to like make AEW like a mainstream thing. Let's make it mainstream. Let's make it like a thing where I do feel like the rest of the culture for AEW is no, we want to be a wrestling company, and I think that's what made the divide.
I agree with you
You
there.
can't say you're not taking shots, nigga, when you had to be in the elite for the last 4 or 5 years, nigga. They have to.
No, they made him relevant. I think that relationship was weird because they helped him when he left WWE to be like this person. But I would also say, I also felt on the flip side that Cody kind of legitimized them too in a weird way because he was like the guy. Like you'd see the Young Bucks and Kenny guys doing the thing, and then you'd see Cody in a suit, and it was like you kind of took him a little bit more serious because they had Cody with them. But on the flip side, they helped elevate Cody's stock on the independents and with Ring of Honor because they were the thing is that Cody was the WWE guys with the wrestling guys, and it's always been like that.
I agree. I think what. In that relationship, the dynamic of it with him and the Bucks and Kenny, like the whole EVP situation, like I think for a while after he left, like you could tell that Okay, some of those reports last summer stating that their relationship between the EVPs have kind of changed a little bit. Like it seemed like there was something there. Like even when my man's Kenny was like, Cody's doing his Codyverse stuff, and I didn't know how to follow up with that, nor did I really want to. So I'm like, oh, okay, so you're not really fucking with my man shit. But who really wants to follow? Who wants to follow Kenny Omega when he's out there talking about 69 me, 69 me? Like, come on, my nigga. Like, who wants to follow that though? Like really, really, my nigga. Like nobody wants to be involved with that shit, but you and this nigga with this fucking oil painting. Anyways, so
that's disgusting.
But hey, the match was dope. The match was dope. Cody and Seth did their thing. Seth always delivers. Sometimes Cody's a little you know. I'm not gonna hold you, but
I don't know about the little moonsault springboard off the top rope little thing that turned into a pin. I was like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? What to call audible? You know what I'm saying? That was definitely an Omaha. That was an Omaha move. You know what I'm saying?
Omaha. He called an audible with the Omaha. Darius Swift said tattoo definitely looked bigger. It's hilarious.
It's definitely bigger. You know what I'm saying? It looks.
I read it and then I looked at it. It did. It looked way bigger. I don't know if it's because it's WrestleMania or something, but it was standing out.
Because it's Jerry's World, not WrestleMania.
That's true.
That's nuts, man. Great match. I'm not gonna hold you. I saw.
Was it the longest match of the night?
No. Was it the longest match of the night? I don't believe so. I lied. It was.
I figured it was the longest.
This match clocked in at 21 minutes and 40 seconds. The second longest match after that would have been Bianca and Becky at 19 and 10. So yeah, you're right. It was
Becky going overtime.
But a lot of that had to do with Seth coming out there and waiting and Cody's entrance, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You needed it like James Brown in 1978.
You needed a moment like that. It had to be a moment where they waited. You had to let it play out. I feel like it wouldn't have worked if you rushed it.
Oh, you said it. Let it play out.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. It's just...
That's hilarious. But shout out to Seth. Shout out to Cody. They did their motherfucking thing. I saw somebody on Twitter saying it sounds really quiet in here. But I'm sure people don't cheer for mid in reference to this match. But that was literally like 2 minutes after the "This is awesome" chant ended. So I'm like, yeah, it's quiet. I got you.
It felt like WWE versus AEW. I had friends that I was watching with that were like, they are definitely not going to let Cody win this. Like, when you tripping, Justin? I'm like, no, I think he's going to win it. I think he's going to win it. I'm like, it would be ridiculous if he didn't win it. Like, he's got to win it. And I love the little tribute with the bionic elbow for his dad between the crossroads. That was cool. Like, that's a moment when I was like, oh, Seth probably loves taking this. Like, I mean, all the Dusty kids, all the Dusty Triple H NXT kids are probably loving this. Because they're with it. They all have this special place in the heart for Dusty. So they'll probably like, oh, this is his kid. He's here. He's back. So
that's funny.
They were hitting pictures of Cody like LeBron's jersey.
That's crazy, yo.
The crazy AEW fanatic. AEW fanatic.
Bro, if he's like LeBron, he'll go back for a little bit.
I posted about Cody signing and like the amount of comments of people being like, he's a traitor. Everything he said was
nuts, right?
Bro,
nuts. And I'm like, bro, who cares? Who cares?
People are wild.
Who cares?
One thing that I will say, go ahead, Ben. What?
I said it's sick, bro. I was looking at some of the tweets when like the news first broke. It was like, man, Cody is dead to me. If he want to go back over there and be Stardust, he can go back over there and be Stardust and be a loser and be booked and chasing the 24/7 title. I was like, geez, calm down.
That's man. a lot.
Relax, bro.
It's wild.
Out the basement sometimes, bro.
Here's a comment from Dustin Rhodes. He said, "Fuck the pedigree." Hey, okay.
Damn, bro.
What, the dog food, nigga? Like what? You like the regular heroin? Oh, my bad, blood.
Jesus Christ, Jesus.
But hey, stop hating, man. You over there, he's over there now.
Gotcha.
Yo, when Cody left, he was like, "Yo, man, I got to put out this statement. I just want y'all to know I'm staying with AEW." I was like, "Nigga,
nobody
cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
cares. Honestly, nobody cares." Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey was a storyline and a build that nobody cared about, but I think Charlotte got a serviceable match out of Ronda in this one.
I like that. I like the whole bunch of kicks in the face. Shout out to Charlotte for that. You know what I'm saying?
Jizzle, well, continue.
Were we all rooting for Charlotte? Was everybody here rooting for Charlotte?
This guy. That's why I want
did.
your opinion first, CJ, because you wanted Charlotte to win. So, what were your thoughts about the match?
Because sometimes the Patriots are just going to Patriot. And you're like, no matter who you are, no matter who your little quarterback is that you got number one, or your little wide receiver core, or your little number one offense, or your little Sean McVay in the Super Bowl 3 years ago, like the Patriots are going to Patriots. And listen, I'm Charlotte Flair.
Sounds like
I win.
Might have been
I win, right? You know what I'm saying? Listen, now Ronda can go home and, you know what I'm saying, milk some Tom Brady's and have fun with her Travis Brown baby. That's probably going to be that little murderer that they made. God damn, them niggas had a baby, man. That shit's going to be a fucking assassin, like Jason Statham's baby in the Hobbs and Shaw movie. Like
halfway through the pay-per-view, people were saying that Ronda had left the building and she was out. I don't know where that came from, but
some false reports, right?
Yeah, because I seen it on the timeline. I was like, they were like, "Oh, Ronda left the building. God answered our prayers." I was like, "Hold up, wait."
Hey, Ronda doing the job tonight should get a lot of you niggas off her back too, niggas. So shut your fucking mouths. Actually, you know what I'm saying?
She came back and she lost.
That's true.
Nobody.
Justin, what you think?
I want Charlotte to win the entire time. I couldn't say it too much because like they're both creeping my Instagram page all the time, but I wanted Charlotte to win the entire time. I thought I'm a Ronda fan. I think Ronda's dope. Don't get me wrong, but like that, I do believe that she kind of held the division hostage a little bit on Raw back then. I think the only time I ever really root against Charlotte Flair, because I do think I'm like you can't rule out that Charlotte's gonna win, and anyone that just automatically ruled out that Charlotte's gonna win, I'm like, have you even been watching the product for the last like 5-6 years? This is the same woman that everybody thought Asuka was gonna beat, and she won. The same woman everybody thought Rhea was gonna beat, and then she won. I was there at WrestleMania 32, and like I was saying before, like the only time I ever really root against Charlotte Flair is if Sasha Banks is in the match. But I was there at WrestleMania 32 when Sasha came out with confetti and Snoop Dogg and Eddie inspired gear.
Didn't mean anything.
And it all seemed like it was Sasha's night. And I even wore a Sasha Banks t-shirt to WrestleMania, and she lost.
Bro.
And she lost. So like, I will never rule out Charlotte Flair winning a match, and Charlotte is like my second favorite. Once again, Sasha's number one, but
if you're a WWE fan, like you have that in the back of your mind when they get the big entrance, when they get the music coming out for them, like you already know, like, man, this motherfucker gonna lose.
I didn't know that day. I actually thought Sasha was gonna win, and then it was Charlotte. But my point is, like, I'm happy Charlotte won. I knew it was gonna be with some shenanigans. Hence, when the ref bumps and stuff are happening, I'm like, okay, it's not going to be like clean because you still want to protect Ronda. But I'm happy Charlotte won. I think there's more you can do with that. Yeah, there's more you can do with that. There's more. I almost thought there was a point where, like, I think it was who was commentating for that, Pat McAfee or Graves? McAfee, right?
That would have been McAfee.
So McAfee in the beginning of the match, and I know he's a fan, so like he probably just said it for the sake of saying it. But he specifically mentioned, he's like, and little Nate holding the rope in for Charlotte. And I'm like, oh, little Nate's going to screw Ronda. Little Nate's going to screw Ronda. So like, I was waiting for like a fast count. I was waiting for like a fast count or something, but it was.
Didn't he help her win a match before?
In the past, when her father was still managing her, I think he did Rick a favor.
When he came back that second time and started managing her.
Yeah. And like
this was back in May of 2016. It looks like.
Okay, yeah. Because I thought it was gonna happen again. Like,
really, that's kind of early.
Because he came back and managed her a second time, right?
Hey man, we fucks with little Nate over here.
Same.
Nah,
Same.
it's that's 2016. I just checked it. That's right.
He took that spare, little Nate. He took that spare.
Yeah, he took that bump for sure.
He ate that spare for sure.
Okay, cool. So, where do you guys think this goes from here? Is there a rematch? Does Ronda go away for a little bit?
It's
Is
Bailey
it,
time.
you feel me?
WrestleMania
Smiley,
Backlash.
I know you're exhausted. You have been all through the streets of Dallas, everywhere, here, there, popping up. I'm here. Yep, you feel me? Outfit changed, looking saucy. Oh, you feel me? Giving niggas 1-2s. You feel me out there? I see you. It's love. It's love. So yeah, that happened. I don't know what's next with Ronda, but Charlotte retains. Who's
Bailey
next?
time.
Who's her
Bailey
next program?
time.
Maybe Bailey. I like that. Just
Big Billy
I
Dixon's face
want
probably
Bailey as
sizzling like a fajita
far.
plate.
I want Bailey as far away from Sasha as possible. So I want Bailey on Raw.
I want Bailey on Charlotte. Last thing you need is Bailey to get smoked by Bianca again. Like put her with Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Take that.
Like what does Becky do now? Right? Like what does
Whatever
Becky
she
do?
wants.
She'll probably
Whatever she
wrestle.
wants, just like Ronda.
I mean, like Becky could probably wrestle Bianca again, like maybe once or twice or whatever. But then we've never had a proper Becky and Bailey feud, like ever.
That's true.
Let them get at it. You know what I mean?
I'm with it. I would like to see it. I would like to. I'm the Monique meme. I would like to see it. You feel me? The main event. The main event was something that a lot of people would have liked to have seen. I don't know, maybe in 2012, 2013, when this man was going back and forth with CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? When at the height of, you know what I'm saying, the man's career, when it really could have meant something. It really could have brought in some significant dollars at a time when it needed.
He told that nigga he could whoop his ass backwards. And I was like, oh yeah, this is going down.
Bro, man, look, I like, yo, my podcast is popping. I got like 3 shows, one on USA Network, one on CMT. I don't need this money right now. And after that, he was like, yo, man, look, I'll come back if y'all.
Kevin Owens said, what about this, bro?
Back the Brinks truck, back up to my house.
$73 million. I think I need Dak Prescott's guarantees.
So Kevin Owens had the KO show featuring special guest Stone Cold Steve Austin out there in Dallas, Texas, AT&T Stadium. You know what I'm saying? Doing the damn thing. It started off as just like a regular segment, you know, just, hey, sit down. I want to talk to you. And he's going to sit there and he's going to listen to what I have to say. This whole state sucks. It's not as beautiful as Canada.
I love Kevin Owens.
You
Shout out
know,
to Canada.
me too. I love Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was amazing. He built this entire program pretty much by himself. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just out there cutting promos and being stupid, being silly, being disrespectful. And yeah, I think that the crowd went home happy. I think the crowd very much enjoyed this entire ordeal. Justin, if I could throw to you, what did you think about how it started? Were you expecting it to turn into a match? And how did you feel about how it performed overall?
I was cool with how it started. I think, you know, that crowd, I was there in Dallas once again in 2016. That crowd pops for Stone Cold. And I loved how it started. I loved the segment. I think Kevin Owens is hilarious. Even like just his facial expressions when Stone Cold was going around on his ATV and he was just like, okay, so cool, like whatever. Like, you know, I thought I personally, since the rumor started, and it's crazy that Seth and Owens both really didn't have any direct like storyline going to WrestleMania, say February, and here we are, and there you had 2 of the you know most memorable matches on the show. But I didn't want it to be like a match. At no point did I want it to be a match. I was okay with them, you know, Owens saying let's fight and them brawling around the arena like they did and just fighting each other without there ever having to be like a 1, 2, 3 or a bell ringing and all that jazz. But like, it is what it is. This is gonna be remembered as Stone Cold's last match ever? Like, I don't know how that sits with me. As like we're recording this like technically like right after the show. Like all I did was the show ended. I hopped in my car, tried to get it here as soon as possible so we could record this. So I haven't fully digested it yet. But that all being said, like I don't know how it sits with me. I was at WrestleMania 19. I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia. Seattle's 2 hours away from me. I went to WrestleMania 19 as a 12-year-old kid. I saw Austin Rock, and that was like a really good storybook ending to a career. You know what I mean? I'm not going to compare it to bald Shawn Michaels at all, But
Oh god,
we don't talk about that.
I don't know what happened.
Exactly, we don't talk about that, right? We don't talk about this. So I don't want to compare it to Bald Shawn Michaels, but there was moments where I got Bald Shawn Michaels vibes.
Yeah, the Heartbreak Washington Wizard.
And instead of it being Bald Shawn Michaels, it's T-shirt Austin.
Yeah, bro, I didn't really like
at least
that.
At least it's a new shirt, nigga. Because he said, "I'm not gonna be the only." Listen, Cody is not gonna be the only one that gets new merch over here, Vincent.
Them Cody shirts was ass, by the way.
Ass.
If you were there live, I'm sure it was like you had an amazing time and you got to witness something really cool live. But watching at home, there was part of me that was like, I don't need Austin. Kevin Owens could have just been like, I want to fight you, and they could have just started fighting and done the exact same thing. And
that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Drinking beers and hanging out with his brother and being like, they could have done all the same stuff without there being a bell rung, without there being a ref, without there being a 1, 2, 3. Literally could have done all the same stuff.
Hey, remember when the Rock beat fucking Eric Redbeard in 16 seconds?
Yeah.
I was there for that. Was that a match? Because technically, as of right now, that's technically the last match.
If there was a referee,
the bell rang. There was a 3 count. The bell rang. It was a match. That's crazy.
Yo, my man Justin been telling people, man, yeah, I saw the Rock. I saw Stone Cold's last match, and now they pop with another match. Shit,
they got taken away from me. Right, take it away from me. But you know, the same thing happened to me. The same thing happened to me when I thought that the Undertaker John Cena thing was like the last Undertaker thing. Because I remember being sad about WrestleMania 33 not being there. I'm like, oh man, I missed the Undertaker retire. And then like he did the John Cena thing, and I was like, okay, that's his redemption for the really poor match he had with Roman. And then this guy just like kept coming back to fight like Rusev and Goldberg and everybody else under the sun. And I'm like, honestly, just retire now. Over. I don't even want to see a last match. I don't even want to see it. Like, just go,
bro.
Like,
I was ready to fight when he came out, put everything in the ring and walked off. I was like, yo, I shed a little tear. I was like, yo, my boy is going out, and then he comes back like the next year. I was like, bro, you gotta pay me something for this, bro.
Selfishly, I was okay with him coming back the next year for Cena because I was going and I'm like, oh, I actually get to see the last WrestleMania Undertaker match. And then this guy just like kept coming back and kept coming back. I'm like, you made me not care anymore. You made me not care.
I got me a new hip, bro. I'm gonna fuck all this shit up.
Crazy.
Yesterday when you said like don't ever be content, I'm like, he better not be coming back. And then the never say never, I'm like, Lord,
that was
Lord.
I was like, bro, that was please say never. Please say never.
Right. Please say never. Always say never. Like, goddamn. Like, why would you say never? Like, right after you just got inducted into the Hall of Fame by Vince McMahon and had all your suits out here. Everybody's happy, crying. And stuff.
He's gonna come out there for a Tony D'Angelo show or something, and they're gonna be in the ring. And that's going to turn into a match, and a ref's going to come out, and they're going to ring a bell, and Undertaker's going to brawl him in his bandana all around the arena, and then leave going like this, and everyone that's there is going to be like, it's the greatest thing ever, and everyone at home is going to be like, what the fuck did we just watch? And that's basically what happened tonight. I still don't know what I feel.
That's literally how it is going to wrestling shows. Like, you be hyped to be in the building, and some bullshit. Like, I went to the first episode of Dynamite, and Jake Hager showed up, and we was all hyped. We was like, oh, man, Jack Swagger up in here. And I got back to the hotel, and I was like, it was Jack Swagger, bro. There's nothing to get hyped about.
That's crazy.
That's what I always tell people. If you're somewhere live and you try to give me your opinion, it's not fair because everything is cool live. Everything is better live. Thanks. Everybody hates WrestleMania 32. They're like, WrestleMania 32 was trash. I'm like, dude, I was there live and I'm 30 years old and I grew up in the Attitude Era, man. I'm like, I got to see Shane McMahon, The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H in the main event. I'm like, this is a great WrestleMania, but everybody hated that show. But I was there live, and my experience is going to be different than everybody else that was sitting at home watching it, you know?
That's true.
So live experience, opinion are different. Keep that in mind.
That's true.
Zach Ryder.
No. I refuse to have a Zach Ryder discussion. I refuse to talk about Zach Ryder because we're still talking about wrestling. No. I actually have a question though. Because
he came at me on his podcast once because I wrote an article and he told me I was an idiot, and then we became friends after that. That was weird. It was a weird situation.
I just refused.
I think it was any publicity is good publicity, and he called me on his podcast. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's dope, though. Actually, that's pretty fucking dope.
In
regards to this match with KO and Steve Austin, though, just a couple months ago, everybody was talking about KO so unhappy. He's getting ready to, his deal is up. He's gonna get out of there. Like he doesn't want to be there. Like he's phoning it in. I remember that picture where he had his. I remember that where he had. Yeah. I'm talking. I got you. Don't worry about it. Just a second. Like I got you. I'm just laying the foundation here. He had that picture where he had his head in the apron, and everybody was doing way too much about trying to figure out where his headspace was. Right. Wow. Fast forward 6 months later, he's literally the final segment match of WrestleMania with a brand new contract, brand new deal. Did he make the wrong move? Did he make the right move? Because a lot of people were saying he's going to regret this. They're not going to do anything with him. What do you gentlemen say to that?
He main evented WrestleMania. Someone pointed that out to me. Like, yo, Kevin Owens just main evented WrestleMania. Who would have thought?
He was like, all right, bro. Look, in order for me to come back, I'm gonna need to wrestle Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was probably one of the things in his contract. When he came back, he was like, yo, man, look, I'll come back for that.
Yeah. maybe they thought he was gonna leave, and this was kind of them being like, let's do something cool for Kevin Owens. He stayed. Like he could have left and hung out with all of his friends over there like everybody else. But he said,
if somebody he said Vince McMahon made it abundantly clear that he wanted him to stay, and it just felt natural. It felt good. It felt like home. So he stayed. Right, I'd be crazy if somebody just threw that out there like during contract negotiation. What if we could get you a match with Stone Cold?
We seen a picture of you with him. We seen a picture of you when he was a kid. We seen y'all take.
I would imagine it would have went more like what can we do to make you stay? And sarcastically, Kevin Owens being like, oh, I don't know, maybe wrestle Stone Cold at WrestleMania. And they're like, okay, we can do that.
Wait.
You can do that.
Has it always been this easy? I just come in and just say what I want.
Ain't number thing, baby.
I mean, Vince McMahon made it seem like that with Seth. You could have just asked me,
right? You could have just asked, right? That's crazy. Jesus Christ,
bro. We was clocking in with them Kevin Owens' unhappy jokes, and niggas was like, man, y'all buying this bullshit. I was like, bro, it's just jokes.
They also wasted time in the show. They also wasted time in the show giving Undertaker like another full entrance where you stood in the ramp. And the Gable Stevenson thing. Yeah. And the Gable Stevenson thing. Like those are other two things that took a lot of time. Like it's cool that they want to introduce Gable Stevenson on WrestleMania to like make it like a big deal, but it's also like
bro,
we had matches to watch.
Y'all got a 3-hour show on Monday, bro. Put him over there.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I love it, man. Yeah. Manchu says, I love the spotlight that KO and Sammy are getting. Yeah. After they both signed new deals, they got high-profile matches at Mania.
Bro. Coincidence?
I don't know what happens from here, though. You know, there's that after Mania drought where it's just like, what do you do with these guys?
Does Kevin Owens continue to use the stunner, or is he embarrassed to now?
Ooh. No, that's gone. You lost that.
Nah, I would keep using it. What you talk about? I'm acting like he passed the torch with that. You feel me? Like he gave me the best stunner he ever hit in the last 20 years. I'm with that. But hey, shout out to Byron Saxton for that.
I listened. This cell was insane. I listened to your guys' episode with Kaz, and I know he said he thought this was like the beginning of like a Goldberg run for Stone Cold. I'm gonna bounce off that right now. I don't want that.
Yeah,
I love you, bro. You're the man, but that's a bad idea. I know you wrote for them.
He said,
you had great ideas when you wrote for them, Kaz, but that's a bad idea. I
don't think Kaz was expecting for Stone Cold to actually have this match though, because he said, "Yo, you kind of like have the brawl, wet his whistle a little bit." He's like, "Yo," and then that'll get him to come back to LA next year, but I think he's gonna do a Saudi Arabia match.
That whistle was soaked today, soaked in beer. That whistle was soaked, and it's done. It's done.
Hey, bro,
I think it's over.
Like, yo, that Saudi Arabia is like Dragon Ball Z movies. Those don't count, bro. None of that shit is
They're
real.
gonna want him now. They're gonna throw millions. They're gonna make Stone Cold wrestle their WrestleMania. If anybody's whistle got wet, it's that Prince in Saudi Arabia right now. Like,
they asked for Macho Man Randy Savage one time, bro. They definitely
And
want
Andre
Yokozuna.
And Yokozuna.
They brought the wrestler. You must about this wrestler to pick him up the Yokozuna.
Well, we can't do the Yokozuna. Well, why not? Like, well, money is not. It's not a problem. The money is not the problem. We'll give you more money for Yokozuna.
They're gonna do like a whole hologram show in Saudi Arabia one day, just spending all their money to get holographic wrestling.
That's hard.
There's gonna be full on matches with holograms. It's gonna be wild, dude. We're gonna get like matches we've never thought we'd ever see, like Andre the Giant versus the Undertaker. Everyone's gonna be tripping.
Oh, Tupac has a guest referee too, nigga. Ooh.
The live performance. That's it.
That's crazy.
Kaz, he did drop a bar, bro. He said WWE makes moments, and I've been thinking about that the whole weekend, like with Cody and with Stone Cold. Like, definitely moments made.
No, 100%. And that's why I kept saying to everyone that I knew that was going. I'm like, listen, I didn't like, I couldn't go. I had to make different decisions. But I was gonna go like last minute. I'm like, this card is not really drawing me in. This card doesn't draw me in. It's not that crazy of a card. Like, I was trying to like talk myself out of it. But the one thing I kept saying was, I will tell you this: if you are going, as much as you might not like the card, they will always deliver at WrestleMania, and they will leave you with moments at WrestleMania. If there's any show, that's a show. You don't agree with me? I feel like they'll always give you something at WrestleMania.
Something.
I agree with that.
You know, like you're not gonna leave. Like I said, that WrestleMania 32 card probably sucked for everybody to watch at home. But I'm like, yo, I left. I saw The Rock. I saw Austin. I saw all these people. I saw Shane jump off a cell. Like, there was things I'm gonna remember. And that's the one thing you're gonna get for sure. Like, you're gonna go to these shows with maybe, and it's better to go into a show with lower expectations than higher expectations. But you're gonna go into these shows with lower expectations, and you're gonna leave like, yo, that was a cool experience. I got to see some really cool stuff because they make moments. That's what they do. They just don't do it on a weekly basis. They just do it.
That's right. Sporadically, every now and then. You know?
Yeah, they do it when it matters. Yeah.
The Prince says, I've been training as a wrestler, and after tonight, I'm trying to decide which Cody I want to, which moves we want to steal from Cody's moveset. Okay, good.
Remember when he was
I don't know.
bags and shit?
The moment I saw him do that cutter thing from the rope, that's very indie and very AEW. I'm like, is Randy Orton down with that? The flying cutter?
You know, choice, nigga. We pay $6.5 nigga to be here, nigga.
I did this shit on Saturday. You do your shit on Sunday. Get out of my face,
bro.
I thought that, then I also thought I can't wait till we get a Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud again.
Oh, that's
like, something.
Bro,
I could see that.
The first thing he gonna say in the ring is like, "Yo, man, why you let all them old guys talk crazy to you in AEW, bro?" You know, I would just kick him in the head if that was me. But you know, I'm built.
I'm built different for sure.
Hey, bro, Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest against fucking RK Bro.
Well, speaking of, you talked about Cody doing the cutter, and if Randy Orton is cool with that, what about the Crossroads and Damian Priest with the Reckoning? Is he going to stop doing that? So
is that the same move?
They got to be a tag team now. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't been doing that.
Cody's been doing it longer though.
Cody has been doing it longer, but no, he has been. He stopped doing it for like 2 weeks, but he's been doing it.
Oh, he brought it back?
Yeah, he brought that shit back.
He just did it with the match with Finn like last week.
Well, maybe he won't do this cut because WWE doesn't have the same wrestling style as AEW, so maybe he won't be doing this cutter on a weekly basis. Maybe it was just a big spot for this match, you know?
Maybe.
Like,
and maybe,
okay, look what I can do, guys.
Maybe it's like a Bret Hart Sting shit. You would say the Scorpion Deathlock goes this way and the Sharpshooter goes this way.
That's hilarious.
That's true. And Randy only hits the cutter from the ground, and then Cody only hits it when he springs boards off the ropes.
There you go. So tomorrow is WrestleMania Night 2. Of course, the Fatal 4-Way tag, women's tag title match is on there. Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville, Pat McAfee, Austin Theory, the triple threat for the Raw tag titles, Edge and AJ, Lashley and Omos, and then of course the unification match. Any bold predictions for tomorrow's show from you gentlemen? Jizzle, you got your hand up. What talk to me? What's up?
Put my hand up, nigga, before you yell at me again with your do-rag on. like a mad uncle. So, let me put my hand up. You say like, hey, bud, let me say like, can I say mine right now? Cause I got mine right now. Other than Sasha and Naomi getting their just due, I think Omos might fucking smash Lashley into the ground, nigga. Like, that's my bold prediction. I think he might throw this. I think he might toss this nigga around this ring in front of 70,000 more people. It is going to be hilarious.
Omos hitting a 450 splash, bro. I see it.
Okay.
I want him to start doing the remember how niggas was choke. Remember how that nigga was grabbing niggas in the back of the head and choke slamming them their face to the ground. Like I want that to be his move. Just like
we need Omos to do a nip up. We need like Lashley flexing and Omos behind was doing a nip up and then standing behind Lashley, just scaring them out.
That would be hilarious. Like standing behind him, like the way Taker popped up behind AJ.
I don't know why. That's WrestleMania. Hell, let him do a shooting star press. If Brock can do it, I think Omos can do it.
Bold prediction. Do I have one?
Thank you, G Nation. I'm coming back.
Edge.
Them niggas in champ right now.
If the rumors are true about Edge starting a new stable, I'll say it starts tomorrow night.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know if any of my predictions are bold.
Who do you think gonna pop up? Who do you think gonna pop up?
I don't have any bold predictions.
Oh, I don't know. I'll just leave.
Does Dwayne show up tomorrow at all?
Oh, see, there you go. Does Dwayne show up?
We didn't expect Cena to show up when Cena showed up, and then when Cena lost, we didn't really expect Brock to show up, and he just showed up.
That's true.
Sometimes when Roman wins a match and he's just standing there telling people to acknowledge him, someone's music hits. It just happens. Maybe Stone Cold will come out. Another legend for Roman to smash.
I would hope that Dwayne doesn't show up.
Even though you didn't want that.
I just don't want to.
I don't
want another year.
You should make a bold prediction. I just made a wild one. I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah, that was a Devin Booker shot when he got 63.
CM Punk is very happy. He just tweeted happy for Kev, happy for Cody, very happy for Steve. Also happy for Sting, happy for myself, happy for Brian. This isn't controversial, but fuck Eddie Kingston. Oh, and I'm happy for Edge.
So yo, shut up and fight William Yuta, nigga.
All right. I'll just say things that people say positive things about, and you guys want to insult them when we're trying to get interviews.
I'm not the guy that pulled up on somebody who didn't understand the stuff from Ring of Honor. I'm not that guy. That's him.
That's true. But you did tweet about Charlotte's titty popping out. That was interesting.
That happened.
I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
I was talking to him.
That wasn't me.
I was talking to him. Charlotte's titty popped out, by the way, guys.
Everybody blames me for everything. So
that
one wasn't me.
It was like a little tiny little nip slip, you know.
And even when the screen blacking out, like that only happens when there's actually a wardrobe malfunction in most cases. So I'm like, someone's titty popped out in this match. It was either Charlotte and Ronda, and Twitter is quick at that. So
real quick, crazy.
Yeah,
definitely. I guess we can end it there on that note. Tomorrow, WrestleMania Night 2. Hope you guys enjoy that. Everybody out there in Dallas, stay safe, because
be prepared for the Tuesday depression when everybody's out of town and you got to go back home. And you've been Wally Maniaing and you've been Russell Connon and you've been Joey Janela ring breaking and blood sporting and all this Ring of Honor and MLW and bumping the wrestlers at coffee shops and airports and meeting all your favorites. And now they're all slowly leaving town, especially the ones that are WrestleCon that just came there for signings and don't give a crap about WrestleMania. It's going to be depressing on Tuesday. Trust me. Be prepared.
It's like the day after Christmas, bro. You just
it really is.
It's
the saddest feeling. The worst is like you go to like that last Raw, and then you see like the trucks leaving town, like, and you know they're literally like they're leaving town. Like they're not in Dallas another day. Like, they're going to the next city, and everyone's flying home for a couple of days. Like it's like then like, I don't even like the city. Why am I even still here? It was only fun when the wrestling show was going on. But like,
that is fucking hilarious.
Just be prepared for that because it happens. It's a real thing. Don't
It is good.
Start relying on alcohol and drugs because you're sad that the wrestling's gone. It'll come back, I promise you. It
will come back. It will come back. And we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow, right after the show. So make sure y'all stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay dangerous. Justin, before we get up out of here, please, the floor is yours. If you'd like to tell the people more about what you do with the Wrestling Classic, what you do with the casual conversations and all that stuff, talk to them. What's up?
So follow me at the Wrestling Classic. The link in my bio for everything that I do is there. I don't use Twitter that much. I use it sporadically. It's a TW worldwide. You guys are the funniest motherfuckers on Twitter, though. Like, you got tweets, and like at first people were like, originally people were like sending them like in our like group chats and stuff. I'm like, who are these guys? This shit's fucking hilarious. Like the pictures you guys use, I'm like, this shit's funny as fuck. Like you guys say things that like we're all thinking, but a lot of them can't say because we're like, you know, I've been in the Wrestling Classic since 2014, and when I started this, I was balls to the wall, crazy, blocked by Lana, blocked by Kevin Nash, getting blocked by everybody because I was stupid as fuck, just saying whatever, and then realized that I can't do that because everyone started following. I'm like, oh, okay. I can tell you guys stories one day. Like I've had wrestlers that like unfollowed me because I said something, and then I DM them after, and then we have like a conversation. They follow me again because they're sensitive. So I love that you guys are so unapologetically yourselves and just out there and open with it. Like I admire it. I wish I could be the same way, but I love you guys. So
I'm trying to change that, brother.
But you guys, that means you guys know what I'm talking about. Then you guys have been hit with some stuff. The bigger you get, and the more opportunities you want, the less really can just be like that. But
I know.
I write for 1:37 p.m. It's a website owned by VaynerMedia, Gary Vee, and all that. Or wrestling articles that I drop at least 1 to 3 a month. I'm always dropping lists and all that. Those are all in my bio. I do a weekly podcast called the TWC Show where we just recap what's going on and what happened in wrestling that week. I'd love to have you guys on if you guys ever want to just pop on. And then the Casual Conversation series that I talked about a little bit earlier. I started that when the pandemic started and I got stuck in Canada. I stopped doing it when my page got taken down, and I had beef with every company in the world until I got my page back, and where everybody's cool and copacetic now. But I do interviews, and I just try to do interviews where we just talk about whatever and not really time specific. So like if you listen to one of my old interviews that I did last like June, like a lot of the stuff we talk about is still relevant now because we're not really talking about like events that are coming up and this and that. We're just like talking. So those are on my YouTube channel or wherever you listen to the TWC show. There's a Discord, there's merchandise, there's all this stuff you can find. Just click the link in my bio. And coming up, we do have an interview with Tahuti from Hit Row, the Hitmakers. That's gonna drop. I interviewed Swerve, I interviewed AJ, right? And in both interviews, those guys tried to sell me. Not try to, but like both mentioned that like, yo, Tahuti has a story and nobody's heard it. And his story is insane. And he never got the opportunity to share his story. He never got the opportunity. Like, I think a lot of people knew who Swerve was because he's working the independents and everything he did before. And everybody knows AJ from like, you know, stuff he did in football, and he was on, you know, Hidden Treasures and like, but people didn't really get to know Tahuti. And they both suggested like you should interview Tahuti. And Tahuti was Ashanti the Adonis in Hit Row, and I met him in Orlando, and we linked, and then we started talking. And I try to keep these kind of short, at least like an hour long tops. But this one like an hour and 48 minutes. It's really, really cool to listen to hear his story of him being in the army and serving in Afghanistan and almost dying and then coming back. It's just I'm giving like tidbits, but like if you listen, you'll really get to know who he is, and I think a lot of you will appreciate him a lot more because he has a hell of a story. But check that out coming out this Tuesday. But yeah, everything's in the link in my bio. Just follow the Wrestling Classic on Instagram. Like that's the hub.
Yo,
listen to him.
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, @_the son of Mars _ and you could join the benevolent army when I get the Public Enemy #1 title back tomorrow. Being held hostage by this guy that was being held hostage by this guy before, but you know, I'm undefeated at WrestleMania, bro. So you know, we going for it.
Listen, dog, I'm going right now because Graham is the Red Ranger. All right, so I'm going right now. Listen, I'm the champion until them niggas say I ain't champion no more. So I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm coming back, and I'm gonna win tomorrow. We probably pick the same people, so I'm probably not gonna win tomorrow. But anyway, follow me. Yeah, that's me. You're 10 forever, kinda. You know what I'm saying? And follow the show first, and follow Justin too. You know what I'm saying? Because we say no, that shit sounds great.
I try. That's all I got.
Like Jizzle said, man, make sure you guys are following the show at The Enemies PE3 on Twitter, Public Enemies Pod on Instagram. You can follow me directly at Oh My God Graham. I am actually the current Public Enemy #1. So Jizzle, I'm changing your name. That's gone. That's out of there. Bye-bye. Sorry about that.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah, you can, and that's why I did it. So with that said, because I'm the Public Enemy #1, I can do what I want. So with that said, we will be here tomorrow. Make sure y'all stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay dangerous. But until then, take care of yourselves and each other. We out.
See, he gonna come over and take my belt too. So I'm